would have been a better child without Blue's influence. The more I reviewed the past, the more I realized that yes, I was an awful person, and I did deserve a humiliating public proposal. I looked into Robert's eyes and realized the arena had gone deathly silent. I probably paused a little too long. Somewhere along the line, we'd had a serious 18-wheeler with no brakes kind of serious breakdown of communication. I guess I'd been too busy going along with the flow to question anything. There was no way I could say anything but no. So, in keeping with my general brilliance, I said yes. Now, before you turn on me, let me just say I did it for Robert's sake. The only thing worse than being dumped was being dumped in front of the entire Bank Atlantic arena. So to be kind, I said yes, and sweet Mary and Joseph, the spectacle of it all. The Jumbotron lit up like a Christmas tree on steroids. The crowd roared. The cheerleaders danced, shook their pom-poms, and kicked their spandex-covered legs like Rockettes. Robert grabbed me, and I briefly hoped he was going to throw me out of the stands for a mercifully quick death. It turned out he just wanted to give me a tight, exuberant hug. Other people in the stands proceeded to hug us with congratulations. Some beer-bellied guy that I thought looked like a textbook homophobe fist-bumped me so hard I spilled my beer on my favorite Miami Heat hoodie. And then there was the car ride home. I waited until we reached the parking lot to break it off, just so I could explain in private how getting married was a bad idea. At that point, Robert began vacillating between awkwardness, recrimination, and cold anger. For my part, I wondered how long I would survive if I opened the car door and made a run for it. If you jumped out of a moving car, I thought you were supposed to roll. Because I wasn't 100% sure, I stayed put. I pressed my tongue behind my teeth and dragged the metal ball of my tongue piercing back and forth as I wondered how I should broach the subject. Gently, I finally decided. Gently was the key. Maybe we should talk about... Do you know how embarrassing this is going to be? He exploded. My breath whistled through my teeth. Apparently we weren't going to talk about it. We were going to yell about it. Rob, I'm sorry, but I thought we were on the same page. It kind of blindsided me here. Blindsided you? Where else was this relationship going to go? We've been seeing one another for 2 years. Off and on, I said defensively. More on than off, he said. You've met my parents. We went on vacation together. You were telling me how if you were married, it would look better for tenure. Well, that doesn't mean I'm gonna do it, I snapped. Yes, I did work at a private, exclusive, family-oriented college. And yes, being the single one meant I got excluded from a lot of things, but I didn't take marriage lightly, and I certainly wouldn't use it to get a leg up in a career. We never said anything about getting serious. He ignored me, and his driving grew a bit erratic. I mean, fuck, Kelly. You could have told me. I didn't know you were going to do this. You'd better believe I would have stopped it. Great. That's just great. That's a fine comfort now that the entire Tri-County area is going to be laughing their asses off at me. For God's sake, Rob, no one is going to remember us. In a few weeks, we'll just quietly tell our family that we decided not to. People are waiting for us at your house for an engagement party. He sped through the tunnel at 60 miles an hour, gripping the wheel tightly. The tunnel lights illuminated his face clearly for the first time since we left the arena, and irritation wreathed every feature. Everyone is waiting to wish us a happy fucking engagement. It was a moment before I realized I was just staring at him with my mouth hanging open. I snapped it shut. Maybe we should just let them believe. Fuck everyone else, Kelly. We didn't speak again until he slammed on the brakes in front of my house and made his back tires to squeal obnoxiously. Under the street lamps, his cheeks were ruddy with emotion. I thought this was what you wanted. No, you didn't. Hell, I realized 2 weeks into our relationship that we weren't a good fit. He was overbearing, and he always thought he was right. He critiqued everything from the size of my condo to my mode of dress, and he was always irritated when I had ideas of my own. I was never ambitious enough for him, and he was always annoyed that I was happy teaching at a smaller private college instead of using my doctorate in an Ivy League school. But Westbrook's well-respected science program was a huge draw, and I loved the fact that the department encouraged their professors to build time into their schedule.